Welcome to Box Score Studio, where the stats speak, the stories hit harder, and every take comes straight off the playbook. Let's talk sports.
What is up, everybody? It's Rudy Campos Jr. for Box Score Studio. And yeah, we're providing, like I said, we're starting to get rolling a lot more now. You can join us on Box Score Studio TV on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Formerly Sweep the League TV. Not anymore. We dropped the STL. We added Box Score Studio. So be sure to join us. Be sure to join and subscribe to Box Score Studio TV, as we've got a lot of stuff coming up for you guys. A lot of online live locations. We're going to be live streaming on certain locations. We were going to be doing some documentary stuff like that. You know the spiel. We got a whole lot more coming up here. Shout out to MCS General Contracting, as you can see on the hat. And today on Box Score Studio, we're going to tackle the CFP as it came out today before anybody else does this week on any other podcast. We're going to tackle it right now. We're going to get you our playoff predictions. We're also going to get you guys, we're going to go through the whole bracket. We're going to get you everything here. And of course, why not start off? I am a Tar Heel. Of course, I'm Tar Heel Blue all the way through, but I got to put up the Duke Blue Devil. Why? Because they went to the ACC championship game. They defeated Virginia and caused a massive amount of chaos. Also, the fact that Alabama lost caused chaos, in the SEC. Both teams caused a lot of chaos when it came to the CFP selection committee. Now, before the CFP was announced and the final 12 were in, on the Sports Answer, the other show that I do, I had Alabama in there in the final 12. I also had Notre Dame in there as well. Did not have Miami. Didn't expect Miami to actually be in there, but lo and behold, the CFP decided to do something different. Shout out to Chris Lehap. Puro pinche Red Raiders a la vergas. Yeah, exactly. And it says, hey, what time does Clemson play in the CFP? You guys are not going to let the Clemson. That was the old network, Leha. That was the old network. This is the new network. Don't even know about Clemson. But yeah, for those of y'all that know, I had Clemson winning the CFP this year, being the national champions at the beginning of the season. And for being one of the most talented, the Clemson's going to have probably 2 top 10 picks in the draft this year on the defensive side. I mean, Clay Kovnick, you figured that team would have done something, man, but they didn't do absolutely anything in the ACC or the CFP for that matter. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we don't talk about old stuff, man. We don't talk about old stuff at all here on Box Score Studio. But nonetheless, man, shout out to the Duke Blue Devils. I hate giving them credit, but you know what? They caused a lot of drama, so much drama that Adam Schefter reported that the University of Notre Dame announced, and this is from them, they are declining to play in any bowl game. And look, man, I totally get it. I totally understand. You didn't get selected for the final 12. It sucks. I understand. I feel for Notre Dame because I had them in my final CFP rankings to get into the final 12. But when you look at one of the criterias was head-to-head. It's a head-to-head matchup. Miami beat Notre Dame at the beginning of the season. They take that into consideration. Then you jump Miami over Notre Dame. Do I agree with it? No. I completely hate Miami. I don't like Miami this year. Carson Beck, that team just doesn't do anything for me this season. I'm not a big fan of Notre Dame either, but I feel the Irish deserved a little more recognition and a little bit put in front a little bit more than Miami did. But here's the thing. Notre Dame, we've been saying this for a while, battling a little bit of allergies here. We've been saying this for a while. You're playing as an independent university, and it's been forever, yes. Maybe it's now time to join a conference with the CFP. Get into a conference, whether you get into Big Ten, go to the SEC, I don't care. Go to the Big 12, wherever. Time to jump into a conference where these wins look close. These wins look a lot better, in my opinion, but you get a conference game in there. If you get to the conference title game, there's no doubt about it. I feel the independent route is just old school, and it's just not going to work anymore because you can get screwed because of stuff like this. Just my opinion, but hey, I think you need to get into a conference. Screw the independent route. It's not worth it anymore. You look at Notre Dame's schedule for 2026, it's not very good. So if they go and win, another 10, 11 win team, are you doing enough to get in that strength of schedule? Now, yes, this season, Notre Dame had one up on Miami on everything, strength of schedule, everything. I disagree with the committee putting Miami in over Notre Dame. Completely disagree with the committee. Notre Dame has a right to be upset, but at the other side of things, don't do this to your players. You've got seniors, you've got guys that are more than likely not going to be there after this season. Why are you going to say we are not going to play a bowl game because we are protesting the fact that we didn't get into the CFP? Give these guys a last hurrah. Play the game. It sucks you didn't get in. I get that, but play the damn game. don't do this to your current players. Now, I know it's a team thing. Your team probably says, you know what, we don't want to play. We don't want to play. It's a very bad look, in my opinion, but I understand. I understand why Notre Dame did it. It's kind of a protest thing. I get it. Totally get it. But for me, join a conference. Screw the independent route. But also, deep down, these guys want to play another game. They may not say it right now. They may be all, kumbaya right now because they want to be a team and say, well, we're going to skip a bowl game this year. Why? Do the bowl game. Notre Dame bowing out of any bowl game that they're offered this season. Nonetheless, the CFP did come out here. Be sure to do Box Score Studio. Go to YouTube, Box Score Studio TV. Hit that subscribe button so you're not left out. What are we left with? The final CFP bracket. Your number one seed, the Indiana Hoosiers. Coach Gio, Derek Irvin, myself, we've been talking to you guys about the Indiana Hoosiers for a couple of years now. Kurt Signetti came in and said, hey, our time is now. It is now. Indiana's back. Indiana's not back. They're here. Ohio State at 2, no problem. Indiana and Ohio State, 2 best teams in the country right now. Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4. The top 4, no issues. I had those top 4 earlier on the Sports Answer, which you can check out as well on Answer Now TV. Go to Answer Now TV on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you're not left out. It's a Sports Answer. You look at 5 at Oregon, no problem there. OU, Oklahoma 8, great. I think Ole Miss should have been 7. A&M should have been 6. There's no doubt about that. I feel that the Aggies were really screwed on that sense. I think they should have gotten the 6th seed. Then you get into the bottom part. Bama at 9, you heard Texas crying about, hey, 3-loss team Bama, 3-loss team, to Texas. Longhorn fans, follow me here. I got to put Bama ahead of the Longhorns on a 3-loss team. If you're going to go between Bama and Texas, I've got to put Bama in there. Bama went into Athens and beat Georgia in the regular season. That is a huge, huge win for Alabama. You should not have penalized Bama for the loss of the SEC title game. There's absolutely no way. Shout out to Neshel Drummer. Appreciate you joining us, man, here. OU and Aggies should have fell harder. I understand the OU and Aggies thing. I actually think A&M should have been 6. A&M is a lot better team than what they showed against Texas. I really, really do believe that they are. OU, I can say yeah. And you know what? I don't even have OU winning the first round. I have Bama decimating OU. We'll get into those picks in a minute here. Shout out to Sith, man. Ha ha, boo, UT. Yeah. UT fans, relax. It's you talking about a 3-loss UT team, a 3-loss Alabama team. Bama gets the nod. The biggest win was going into Athens and beating Georgia. That is the biggest win right there. That for me held a whole lot of water. Bama lost to Florida State. Texas lost to Florida. Both big losses. It's where they happened. That very first, I mean, it's where they have not to Florida State. I am so sorry. Let me get it out here. Anyway, we're getting back to the 3 losses. The biggest win for Bama was that the game in Athens against Georgia. That holds a whole lot more water. But to be honest, on paper, on the field, Bama has looked a lot better than Texas their entire season. We'll see what happens with Texas coming up in the offseason here. But I think they got it right. If you're going to put a 3-loss team in there, Alabama is the 3-loss team that you would put in there. No doubt about that. Jacob Eric in here from Grading the Market. Is Notre Dame not going to play at all? Notre Dame, so they made the announcement that they are going to refuse to play any bowl game that they are offered. They are definitely not going to play any bowl game at all. So because they didn't make the CFP, they are basically protesting it and not going to play any bowl game. Their season is done according to what they're saying. I feel it's wrong. They should play at least a bowl game for their seniors and a lot of those guys out there. They should play something. Even if the Bozos from Austin had beaten Florida, they wouldn't have been in the SEC ship game. They keep saying they were punished by playing Ohio State. No, you lose 2 SEC. No. So if Texas beats Florida, Texas gets in. You've got to look at that. Their losses were to Ohio State and what was it, Georgia? The 2 losses for Texas. If they beat Florida, they may not make the SEC title game, but they get in. They do get in. Because then you would have wins over OU. You have wins over Texas A&M. That is a massive, massive, massive victory for Texas right there. They get in. The Florida game is what kicked them in the nuts and basically boot them out of any type of CFP. There's no doubt about that. The Florida game holds that much water for Texas. And then it says, who did UT play? I mean, they played a very tough competition, very tough schedule. Even it's funny because I think they played Kentucky. We talk about that game. There's a lot of games in the SEC that you may think that team is terrible. That team sucks. No, go last year. Georgia, #1 team in the country, almost lost at Kentucky. SEC football is the toughest football around. You got to keep that in mind. SEC football is tough. Anybody can lose at any given time. Texas did play a tough schedule, but it's that Florida loss that definitely kept them out. Excuse me, guys. Like I said, I'm battling allergies. So, Bama in, Miami in. I did not have Miami in. Pre-ranking, you had Miami at 14. They jumped all the way up into that top 10. Basically just annihilating Notre Dame from any hopes at all. I am not on board with Miami making the CFP. I'm not going to complain about it. They do make the case because when you look at the breakdown, you're like, okay, well, they do look at head to head. Miami, they did beat Notre Dame. How much water did that hold? Apparently, it was the turning point because Miami was able to get in over Notre Dame. Doesn't mean you screw out Tulane and James Madison. I said it on Sports Answer. James Madison deserved it. They deserve to be up there. I understand. You know what? Let me go to Tulane and James Madison right here. For everybody complaining on X and social media and everything, brothers and sisters, I feel your complaints. I feel your heartache. Texas and Notre Dame, these guys, BYU, they should be there, not James Madison, not Tulane. These teams are going to get creamed by these other teams. Oregon's probably going to beat the brakes off of James Madison. Ole Miss is probably going to handle Tulane with no problem. For everybody complaining, stop. Stop. You knew exactly all the factors going into this college football playoff bracket. You knew they were taking 2 conference winners. So it doesn't mean that just because James Madison is not a huge school or that they didn't play anybody, their strength schedule sucked. They are a conference champion. We all knew the rules going in. We all knew the criteria going in. We cannot complain about it now because James Madison and Tulane are in. There's no complaints whatsoever. So I say, hey, you know what? If you're going to complain that James Madison is in and Notre Dame is out or Texas is out, we knew the criteria. We knew they were taking 2 conference champions. So we cannot complain when they end up getting both conference championships, an American and the Sun Belt champion. Leha says, pause. I probably said something crazy there. My bad. We don't make the rules. We do not make the rules at all. Imagine JMU and Tulane both win their game. That's far-fetched, man. It's far-fetched, but hey, anything can happen when it comes to CFP bracket. Speaking of the CFP bracket, what we're going to do is, you know what, let's get this going, man. We got a little bit of time here. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time. We're going to see, we're basically going to make our picks live online here. And let me bring up the bracket as you guys can tell here. And let's see if we can go full screen. I'm pretty sure I can. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Leha's in here. It says any given Sunday or any given bowl game. I don't know. Yeah, it's something like that. Here we go. We're going to be making our picks here. We have to have a little bit of music, right? I mean, we got some rock music that we normally would play on Sweep the League. All right. You guys want to make your picks in the comments? Make your picks in the comments. Let's go here. James Madison and Oregon. So, here we go. James Madison, Alonzo Bennett, quarterback. They have a great running back, a running back who I feel is going to be playing on Sundays eventually. He may get the Chris Rodriguez Jr. treatment, where if you guys remember, I had Chris Rodriguez as one of my favorite running backs coming out of Memphis. And Rodriguez, hey, he's producing right now for the Washington Commanders. I think Wayne Knight out of James Madison is going to have he's going to be the same similar type of running back as Chris Rodriguez. Eventually he'll get into he's going to get into some playing time on Sundays, but nonetheless, when it comes to Oregon, man, I mean, Oregon definitely has Dante Moore. He's going to be playing on Sundays. He's going to be one of the top picks in the NFL draft. Noah Whittington, Malik Benson, these guys, Oregon's just fully loaded on this against James Madison. There's really no way I'm going to take James Madison over Oregon. So give me Oregon over James Madison to go meet Texas Tech in that next round. Moving down, Alabama and Oklahoma. This is the game. Put me down for whoever against James Madison. Okay, he's going. Jacob Eric's also going with Oregon there. Red Raiders by 22. We're going to get there in a second here. Put me down for whoever against James Madison we got there here. So we'll move on now. So we're going Alabama, Oklahoma. Now, Ty Simpson, man. Ty Simpson is a real deal. He's another guy that I think is going to be drafted relatively high. He's going to be in the NFL draft. Love what I see on Ty Simpson. Bama's offense has sputtered and it's struggling going in to the CFP. Can they turn it around against Oklahoma? And you got to remember, John Mateer from Oklahoma back, Oklahoma, again, they are struggling coming into the CFP. 2 struggling teams. Who's going to come out on top? I said it earlier, I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to go with Alabama over Oklahoma. I think Bama is playing a little bit better than Oklahoma. If Oklahoma gets the win, I am going to say it's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to make it very, very tough for Ty Simpson. I do like Bama right now. Give me Alabama for the win. There's no Clemson in sight, Leha. So, just in case you remind you there. Jacob's going Bama as well. Again, drop your picks in the chat if you guys want to join in here. Tulane and Ole Miss. Now, goodbye, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin decided I'm going to go coach at LSU. And he said, you know what? Can I please coach, Ole Miss? No, hell no. Get your ass out of here. Bye. Take off later. You want to leave? Get out now. You're not coaching this team in the CFP. Doesn't really matter. I do like what Ole Miss has. Tulane, Jake Retzlaff, he's a do-it-all quarterback, man, for Tulane. I think he's gonna do pretty good against Ole Miss, but he's not gonna do great against Ole Miss. It's gonna be the Rebels, man. Trinidad Chambliss, Kawan Lacey on the ground, Harrison Wallace. It's just too much of Chambliss, man. I think Chambliss is gonna have a really big game here. Give me Ole Miss. Other than the Alabama, I don't have any upsets right now. Going down to Miami and Texas A&M. No brainer on this one. I am not a Carson Beck fan. I've not been a Miami fan all year. I just think they look terrible, terrible, terrible. A&M, they're going to bounce back pretty darn big off that loss against the Texas Longhorns. Give me Texas A&M to beat Miami, and the Hurricane season is going to be done finally now. It should have been done without the pick here in the CFP. Like I say, people saying Ole Miss shouldn't be there because Kiffin left. People are stupid. I'll agree with that. Ole Miss deserves to be there, man. I don't care if Lane Kiffin's not there or not. They played hard all season. They deserve to be there. Who cares what happened to Lane Kiffin? Let him go struggle at LSU. Jacob is taking Miami. Here we go. Back to the top of the page here now. You're going what? Texas Tech, Leja's boys against Oregon. Do I dare say Dante Moore comes in? And do I dare say that he lifts the Oregon Ducks up to a victory? I dare not say that. I mean, Brendan Morton for Texas Tech, Cameron Dickey. I mean, these guys are playing out of their minds right now. The defense is super stacked. I like Texas Tech. I've liked Texas Tech for a few weeks now. Love what they've been doing. I think they kind of get off to a slow start against Oregon, but then boom, you're going to see that Red Raider Nation just come through. It's going to be Texas Tech over Oregon heading into the Final Four. Moving on down, we've got Alabama, Indiana. Leja saying Tech by 22. I think it's going to be a pretty big win for Texas Tech. Alabama, Indiana. Alabama, again, the struggles that Alabama have been having towards the end of the year. Indiana is the best team in the nation. They proved it. It's them. It's Ohio State. For Fernando Mendoza, he's showing you the reason why he deserves to be the Heisman Trophy winner and why he deserves to be a top 3 pick going into this NFL draft. The kid is just stone cold right now. I believe we're going to be seeing him play a lot on Sundays. Fernando Mendoza is the real deal. Roman Hemby on the ground. Omar Cooper Jr. as well through the air. I mean, the receiving. Indiana's defense is a clamp down defense. That showed yesterday why they are the best team in the country. They were able to shut down a great Ohio State team. Give me Indiana over Alabama to meet Texas Tech in the Final Four. Going to the All-State Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss, that season is just going to stop right here. I'm not even going to get into it. I mean, Georgia is definitely by far the best team in the SEC. You have Gunnar Stockton. You've also got Nate Frazier. They just got a whole lot going on in Georgia. Do not see an upset here. Give me Georgia for the win over Ole Miss, and then go into the Cotton Bowl. Texas A&M, Ohio State. Again, 2 best teams in the country, Ohio State, Indiana. Julian Sand, these guys are going to bounce back. Bo Jackson Jr. running the ball. Jeremiah Smith. I think it's just going to be way too much for Texas A&M. They struggled against the Texas Longhorns. I think Ohio State shows why they are one of the better teams in the country. Give me Ohio State to beat Texas A&M. Moving on up, we've got Texas Tech, Indiana. 2 defenses that are elite, in my opinion. This is going to be one of those games that we saw like last night with Indiana and Ohio State. I think it's going to be kind of, around that 21-18 score. Don't see a whole lot of points. But again, it comes down to the the testament of the teams, man. I mean, Indiana's been put through a lot. Leha, I know you're going to take Texas Tech. I just cannot take Texas Tech. I'm going to take Indiana over Texas Tech, but Texas Tech has a legit shot. I think Indiana's defense is just a little bit better when it comes to them and Texas Tech. I think Indiana also has a little bit more firepower on the offensive side. Give me Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State, and probably what's going to be the game in that Final Four there. Can Georgia pull off this upset? This would be a massive upset, in my opinion. Could it be Georgia overcoming, the doubters? There was a lot of doubters, a lot of naysayers. We had a lot of people that were Georgia fans, a lot of people that covered Georgia saying in the beginning, hey, I don't know how good this Georgia team can be. They're proving everybody wrong. They are coming through and they are making it work. Georgia over Ohio State. My gut tells me Ohio State, being that they have been super strong all season. My gut tells me take Ohio State. Not so fast, friends and family out there. We're going to go with Georgia over Ohio State in a very close matchup. I think Georgia is just playing really outstanding ball right now. Then you've got Georgia, you've got Indiana in the national championship game. This is where we separate everybody here. Does Curt Cignetti put a bow on his comments at his press conference? I win. Google me. Guess what, Curt Cignetti? You're going to be in the likes of Bob Knight. You're going to raise that national championship. Your guys have fought hard all season. You guys have been through the ringer. I'm going to take Indiana as your national champion this season. They showed why, again, they are the best team in the land. They showed why they've been ranked so high all season. People can say they haven't played anybody. Well, you know what? They shut down the best team in a lot of people's eyes last night. Indiana shuts down Georgia in a very close game. I'm going to say the score was probably going to be 27-23. Indiana over Georgia. That is my pick. That is the Box Score Studio pick. Tech wins the Natty versus Ohio State by 17. Lubbock goes absolutely insane. Tortillas flying everywhere in Lubbock. But as Leha has Texas Tech winning the national championship, I've got those Indiana Hoosiers winning the national championship over Georgia by a score of 27-23. And those are our picks, man. Those are our picks right there for the CFP. Again, I feel for you guys out there when it comes to, Notre Dame. I understand where you're coming from. But it's the committee, it's the head-to-head, and those complaining about, hey, James Madison shouldn't be there, Tulane shouldn't be there. You knew the criteria going in. You knew that they had to get the conference champions in there. We cannot complain when we knew the rules and the criteria ahead of time. Appreciate everybody joining us here on Box Score Studio. Again, be sure to go to Box Score Studio TV. Hit that subscribe button. That way you are not left out on anything that we are doing. There's more Grading the Market coming. There's also another podcast in the works here. So be on the lookout for that. You're going to get more of Box Score Studio as well. So for everybody that's a part of Box Score Studio, be sure to go to also Answer Now TV on YouTube. Subscribe to that. That way you don't miss the Sports Answer with myself and special guests every single Sunday where we come to you on Answer Now TV. So for everybody at Box Score Studio, this is Rudy Campos Jr. Who do you have winning the CFP? Drop those comments below. We'll see you later, guys.
This is Box Score Studio. Breaking it down, calling it real, and keeping you one step ahead of the game. Catch you on the next one.